Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May the peace, mercy, and blessings of Allah be upon you all. Have you ever been through a time when everything seemed to collapse around you? A season where every door you knock on remains stubbornly shut, where your prayers rise to the heavens but return unanswered, where even the smallest acts of faith feel futile? Perhaps you're there right now, exhausted, lost, your heart heavy with silence. You wonder, does Allah still hear me? But what if I told you there's a verse, a divine word so powerful it can shift your reality? Not just any verse, but a direct promise from Allah, a celestial reminder that your life doesn't depend on people or circumstances, but solely on Him. This verse can be the light in your darkness, the wind that opens closed doors, the hand that lifts you when everyone turns away. And the best part? This verse isn't hidden. It awaits you, ready to transform you. Today, I'll reveal it to you. More than that, I'll show you what it unleashes when believed with a true heart, when recited with soul. For it's not the words alone that work, it's the faith behind each one. This verse has changed the lives of thousands of believers across time, in the Quran, in our era, in real, painful, sometimes desperate situations. Yet Allah intervened. Stay until the end of this video. This verse might change your destiny. Have you ever felt everything was blocked, only for Allah to surprise you? A sudden turnaround, a door opening against all odds? Share your story in the comments. It could soothe a troubled heart or light the way for a soul in distress. Before we begin, like this video. It gives us strength to share beneficial content. Subscribe to our channel, turn on the bell, share with your loved ones, and comment your thoughts. Thank you, and enjoy the video. The central verse and its deep meaning. And whoever places their trust in Allah, He is sufficient for them. Surah Talaq 65:3. Some verses comfort, others warn, but some lift the soul even when it's broken. This verse, and whoever places their trust in Allah, He is sufficient for them, is a celestial jewel falling into the heart like gentle rain on parched land. Short, 6 words in Arabic, yet it holds the vastness of divine mercy, a key suspended between heaven and earth. Those who grasp it with faith see their inner chains break and their doors unlock. Allah doesn't say He might suffice, or in some cases, He declares He is sufficient, absolute, universal, eternal. This is a divine statement, a covenant, a promise as solid as dawn's light. But this promise isn't automatic. It activates through genuine, sincere, deep trust, the kind that says, I don't understand my struggle, but I know Allah manages it better than I do. Its context deepens its impact. Revealed in Surah Talaq, the chapter of divorce, it addressed the wounded, those separated, doubting, lost. In their turmoil, Allah offers, place your trust in me, and I will suffice you. It's as if He says, when all collapses, I remain. This verse is for those who've lost loved ones, been laid off, cry at night, or have no human solution. When nothing else exists, Allah suffices. If you trust in Allah, type in the comments, I have faith even in the unseen. Share this verse with someone on the verge of giving up. Your share might liberate another soul. Real contemporary story. Testimony. Meet Abdel Rahman, a father from Gaza. One night, as all slept, a bombardment struck his neighborhood. In seconds, his house collapsed, taking memories, possessions, and part of his family. Alone, injured, with 2 children missing, he faced despair. Yet astonishingly, he rose. Tears streaming, he walked to the rubble of his home. Each night, in that desert of dust and silence, he recited this verse aloud, a call to Allah in the dark. And whoever places their trust in Allah, He is sufficient for them. He had nothing. No roof, no mattress, no answers. But he had faith. That faith was his blanket against the cold. This verse, his invisible shelter awaiting mercy. Months later, a Muslim NGO on a mission found him. By divine plan, they rehoused him, funded his children's education, and helped rebuild his life. When a journalist asked what kept him standing, he replied, tears in his eyes, this verse was my roof when I had none. If you believe faith can lift life's ruins, share this video. Know a story like this, someone Allah sufficed when all was lost? Share it in the comments. It can restore hope to a broken heart. Quranic story with reflection. Prophet Yunus. Imagine yourself alone, abandoned, overwhelmed by fear, not in a house or on firm ground, but deep in the ocean, inside a massive fish's belly, shrouded in sea darkness, night darkness, and soul darkness. This was Prophet Yunus alayhi salam. Fleeing his people, he boarded a ship, thinking he could escape his mission. Allah, in his wisdom, devised a divine lesson. The sea raged, sailors drew lots, and Yunus was cast overboard, swallowed alive. Yet instead of despair, he turned to Allah. He didn't cry injustice or ask, "Why me?" He acknowledged his fault and humbled himself, saying sincerely from the fish's belly, "There is no deity except you, exalted are you. Indeed, I have been of the wrongdoers." Surah, and the miracle happened. Allah said, "We answered him and saved him from distress. Thus do we save the believers." 88. He commanded the sea to release him, a tree to grow for nourishment, restored his health, and returned him to his mission. This is the power of a verse recited with faith, a sincere repentance, and absolute trust. Yunus alayhi salam from the abyss was heard by the Lord of the heavens. You may not be in a fish, but perhaps in an invisible pit. Divorce, depression, debt, betrayal, illness, feeling engulfed, ignored. Remember this story. Even in silence, even in apparent abandonment, Allah sees, hears, and knows. Recitation, humility, and faith break invisible prisons. Sometimes the greatest light is born in darkness. Write in the comments, "I recite with faith like Yunus alayhi salam," if you seek a miracle in your life. The spiritual impact of constant recitation. Some verses are read once and forgotten, others are repeated, a lifeline for the soul. And whoever places their trust in Allah, He is sufficient for them, transforms the heart slowly, deeply. Morning. Recite it when the world sleeps, a reminder this day isn't yours. Evening. When anxiety rises, whisper it to your heart. Allah suffices even in darkness. It's not mechanical recitation that works, it's the living kind from the heart, saying, "I have no strength, but I trust." Scholars across generations recommend reciting it after prayers, leaving home before sleep, or in panic. Why? It's a silent, potent reminder. You're not alone, you needn't control everything, and what escapes you is with the best planner. Doors opening aren't always those you knock on. Sometimes Allah unlocks invisible ones when you entrust your burden. Try reciting this verse for 7 consecutive days, then return to the comments and tell us what Allah changed. Even a small shift like inner peace is a victory. Why does Allah open doors for some? A silent question. Why do some see miracles, instant answers, sudden openings, while others pray, weep, and stay stuck? Is it injustice? Does Allah have favorites? Are some blessed, others forgotten? No, it's not divine favoritism, but an invisible spiritual law understood by attentive hearts. Those whom Allah opens doors for are those who've opened theirs to Him. They release control, saying, "Ya Rab, even if I don't understand, I trust you." Their hearts become keys, not perfect, but surrendered. Allah loves this, for true trust believes before seeing. It says, "I don't know how or when, but Allah will act." These hearts trigger Allah's hidden promise, silent yet powerful openings, calmness, subtle help, invisible protection, inner peace beyond price. Doors you want open don't yield to force, but to trust. Write in the comments, "I'm ready to let Allah guide my path." Let these words become a living prayer. What to do when Allah seems silent? There are times you recite, weep, lie on your prayer mat with an open heart, but nothing changes. No sign, no answer, no relief, just silence. And that silence can weigh heavier than the trial itself. Listen closely. This silence isn't rejection. Allah isn't ignoring you. It's often a profound spiritual test. He observes. Do you pray only for gain or continue out of love and trust, even when empty-handed? Allah's apparent silence is attention, like a teacher watching a student during an exam. He doesn't give answers, but sees how far you'll go without quitting. In this void, sincerity is built. In these echoless moments, patience transforms the heart. Often the deepest silence precedes the opening. Roots form in dark soil, rain follows silence. If you're in this phase, don't stop. Recite, even without visible results. Pray, even if you feel nothing. Allah sees what you don't yet understand. Comment, even in silence, I await Allah, if you trust Him despite it all. Reasons to recite this verse daily. Among the Quran's many pearls, and whoever places their trust in Allah, He is sufficient for them, is a daily soul refuge. Reciting it isn't just piety, it's inner survival, a living bond between your heart and the heavens. 3 powerful reasons. You're never alone. In a world of broken promises and distant people, it whispers, Allah is with you and He suffices. It draws divine mercy. Unseen shifts occur, protections, delays, or accelerations by wisdom. It invites Allah's rahmah into your work, relationships, health, future. It declares faith in destiny's hands, a tawakkul act, saying, Ya Rab, I leave my plans, wounds, uncertainties to you. You never err. Choose one reason and share it in the comments. Your words might guide a seeking heart. Call to action and closing message. If you want Allah never to let you fall, start with this verse. Not tomorrow, not when things improve, now. Recite it, live it, plant it in your heart as a sacred secret between you and your Lord. And whoever places their trust in Allah, He is sufficient for them. It's not just a phrase, it's a spiritual key, a password to the unseen, a bridge from worry to peace, from pain to deliverance. Recite it in doubt, when tears fall without reason, when the world rejects you, when seeking a job, healing, or meaning. Recite it when no one understands your silence, when your heart bleeds but your lips falter, for it works in tears, darkness, waiting. This verse is a refuge, a reminder you've never been alone. If you've watched this far, it's no coincidence. Allah speaks through these words, extends His hand when you need it most. Perhaps it's the sign you asked for. Don't keep it to yourself. Like this video to share this verse widely. Through you, Allah might save a desperate heart. Subscribe to Word of Allah for more spiritual treasures, reminders, true stories, and powerful verses. Remember, those who rely on Allah never fall. If this video helped, share it with your loved ones and comment what you learned. Your support spreads this message and grows our community. Barakallahu fikum.